Because I took a bunch of different tests before we chose which one you guys were going to take. So this is a different test, and some of the things about the test is you're going to get different answers on different tests because they all have different questions. They have different amounts of questions. They'll all be multiples of 8 or 9 so that you have an equal amount of questions for each intelligence. But all the questions are different. And so this is one of them. And then this is another one. So as you can see, they all have like different types of questions, and they also have a different scale of what you rate them on. So this one is like all the time, whereas sometimes the other one said like sometimes, usually, always. So you'll get different results, and we're just going to go over what the results look like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, like, you don't have consistency in results when all of your tests are asking you different questions.
Okay, so this is my answer. This is my top answer for the one that you took. So I am spatially intelligent. But they only really matter if you actually believe in the theory itself, if you actually put a real emphasis on the theory and the different intelligences. Otherwise, okay, I'm spatial, but it's not what I'm doing. Like, I'm not looking at it and being like, oh, I can only do stuff with like direction or visualization. No, I'm gonna be a teacher. I'm gonna, teach kids. That has nothing really specific to do with spatial intelligence. This is another. This is one of the other test that I just showed you. So theirs was just one answer. They only give you the top answer. And then the last one gives you a mix of all of them. So this test was a little confusing in the answer because it's nice because you get to see where you are for all of them, where it's not just saying, oh, you're just one thing. It shows you the full, this is like fully you. It has all of you in it. So it's kind of nice in a way, but it's also a little, okay, well, which one am I better at?
Yeah. Because you could be a person that likes music, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you learn best through music and that you're musically intelligent.
So some of the critiques, there isn't a lot of evidence or any at all that there was ever any research done into the idea of multiple intelligences. It's just kind of something that Howard Gardner came up with, and people were like, oh, awesome, let's latch onto this. And then it wasn't, and even then it wasn't meant for schools, and so schools have just been like, okay, let's teach this way, but it's not a learning style. So it's been turned into that. And so the evidence doesn't really support the actual having it in a school. Same with the content. So content, because they're putting it in as learning style, they're taking away from the content in schools. And so you're getting further away from the content the more you try and teach to the intelligence. And it's hurting the content in schools and the teaching to content. And it's also creating a mindset. So if you believe that you can only learn in that one intelligence because it's being taught like a learning style, you're going to have a fixed mindset. You're not going to think that, so I'm spatially smart, I can't do math because I'm not mathematical smart. And that's going to hurt them later on in life when they're like, oh, I can't do that, I'm not math smart. Like, it's not giving them a growth mindset where they can learn everything. So, yeah.
So to kind of sum up everything that we've just shown you, multiple intelligence is a good theory to keep in mind when you're teaching. You want to reach all of your students, and to do that you need to include different ways of introducing your information to the students. But you don't want to go too far with that because, as Kacey just showed you, there are so many implications that it has. You can kind of cause your students to focus on just their intelligence, which you don't want to do because then that would just limit them to so many possibilities that they could have in their future. So, thanks for listening.